Today it's gonna be a nice video, practical video about supplementally. You know, most of you guys have been doing the pasture planting, doing up supplementally. I want to give you a right view about what you are feeding the animals on, how do you supplement on those animals. So basically, I think you see in my background here, we are doing supplementally. We are doing supplementary feeding, and guess what? This is sugar grass and maize leftovers. We bought a farm. Somebody planted, and after planting, he decided to sell to us, because you see the seasons are always very, very funny. So sometimes they are on, sometimes they are not on. So basically we decided to get all what we call the leftovers, or the gardens that are already spoiled, that can't produce good maize, and we decided to supplement it. What you see, what we are trying to supplement here is these are trees, you know, in my garden, in my compound. So these trees, they always lose like the leaves during the rainy season. In the rainy season, they lose, and in the dry spell, they put on the leaves. So they work in the opposite. But you know what? These guys really love to see it. So I have seen my gardener trying to clean and sweep. So I told the gardener, because one time I saw these animals really yearning for them. I think you can see how they are eating. Literally, what I want to show you, or what I'm trying to explain to you, is goats can basically eat anything called a tree. That's the reason why they are called browsers. I think you can see how these guys are really fighting for it, as if it's a proper super meal. To tell you the truth, this is just a garden tree, which we only needed for shade. And I bought the land, and that tree was there. In our language, I don't know which species it belongs to, but in our language, the Luganda, we call it omukunyu, and it always has some pods, and those pods, even those animals eat. But I don't know the nutritional value, but I'm quite sure that it is not dangerous. Back to the point, after showing you all this, I want to go back to my point of supplementing animals. You get? Because we've talked about this, even my guys from South Africa, they've been explaining to you all this, and people have been struggling to put all things together. Like the way people are doing the Napier. People are doing a lot of Napier grasses, which is not bad, which is really very good. But we are feeding it in improper way. What am I trying to mean by improper way? People think that when they have Napier, and I even saw it in West Africa so much, when you feed an animal on the Napier, it is the course of the day. You're done. You've done your best. You get it? Which is not the case. That's why your goats are not performing well. Even my partners that came to South Africa, they definitely explained it to you, that your goats are not doing well just because you're feeding them to highly moist grasses. Highly moist grasses, those are the fresh grasses. And on worst of all, people are not using it well. How? Somebody just has a garden of Napier, and a person just go to harvest. He slashes. Then after slashing, he brings it to the animals. And on top of that, it is not even crushed into small particles, but he is feeding it as the way he picked it from the field. What happens? The goats will only pick what they want to eat. They will only pick up some leaves. Then after picking up some leaves, they will definitely leave everything for you. And literally, the reason why you do farming is because you want to maximize the profits. And guys are not maximizing the profits, because you're just even making a loss. You've cut. First of all, your garden is not going to grow at the same place at the same time. It is going only to grow once. You cut, you take that, they eat that the next day, and you find that you're spending a whole month cutting and feeding to the animals, and that will definitely also affect the quality of the feed, because remember, you've cut today, the rest is growing. You have not reached at the end of the garden, and more regrowth is there. You get it? Which is definitely affecting you in terms of production, because you would harvest once and you allow that grass to regrow. You get it? And of which people are not thinking about it. They only think about pick and see the animal eating. But also look at, what does an animal benefit from that fresh grass? What do they benefit? Of course, when you look through it, their rumen cannot utilize it. Their rumen utilizes the dry grass more. So basically, that becomes a very big challenge and complication to the farmers. So these goats go to feed. When they go to the fields, they go eat whatever they want to eat from the fields. Then after picking whatever they want to pick, they come back home and we give them a proper meal. Which proper meal? Okay, let's say maize silage, let's say sugar grass silage, let's say Napier silage. It is helping them to fill up, but the real concoction of what they definitely want, they have gotten it from the fields. And now they're just adding up. Now, this morning, these guys have not gone, but they are not on meal. I think they're just on the starter. You get? So instead of being free, relaxed, we make sure that they have something they are chewing. And that keeps our animals healthy, and that also helps in production, and definitely makes a lot of sense for you. So guys who are doing Napier, make sure you have other grasses that you give as a dessert or to these animals, and it will definitely help them. Guys, let me just wish you the best. I'm still uploading up new videos. I request that you guys, you watch, share to many people. Thank you so much. Let me just wish you the best. Bye.